Hi everyone, my name is Terry and we're here at Naked and Famous Denim headquarters, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a denim tour on these cool jeans. So join me as we do a little fade review, as we get into a little bit of forensic denimology and we dive into what makes these cool jeans special, who wore them, what were they like, and what happened to these jeans. So come in and let's take a look at this pair over here. So this one, super famous pair of jeans for anyone who's ever come to the store at Tatanyoko. These were our display jeans. We've had these in like hanging up in the window behind glass, I think for many years, and it definitely shows. So I'll tell you what it is. Our care label is fully there, so you can quite see it. This is the most like classic of classic jeans. It's a Weird Guy 34 Dirty Fade. So this is like the most naked and famous of like naked famous jeans. They're like the classic fit, a classic size, and a classic fabric here, which makes like the super core jean. I kind of really like that. I'm going to do a rough overview, kind of what grabs the eye real first. If you're looking at this, it looks faded to almost white. A lot of that's going to be the sun. So the sun is our friend until it's not. There's a lot of sun damage on this, which has really bleached the jeans. So this is a good example of like some sun bleaching, plus a lot of like fading and washing. So going into the deep dive details, I always start with the hardware when it comes to details. Buttons all in immaculate condition there, just a little bit of wear on this one. Same thing with these rivets over here. The rivets show very little sign of wear, remarkably little sign of wear. Pockets in pretty good shape over here. This one's got a little bit of a blowout there, but the two layers of stitching have definitely held it together. I'm guessing that they had like a little like pocket knife or something kind of hanging over there, or they loved doing like the one thumb out, kind of like that for many years. Going on the back, just going to do the upside down over here. Patch, excellent condition, still soft and supple. All the detail clearly visible, all the lines there. So I'm guessing if they had a belt, they wore it underneath. You can see just a tiny little bit of the last little bits of indigo left on the back of the waistband there. A great place to look for the original color of the jeans, if you can't find it, is like the waistband, of course. Not too much crazy stuff happening in the back pockets. Classic wear at all the high points, because the high points always get wear, but they're doing great. So the giant elephant in the room here are these two, let's kind of call them like South Beach, like low pockets over here. You got little fingers coming out over here. I kind of like these. I'm going to guess that these jeans were worn like crazy tight and they had a big explosion, because if I look over here, I'm going to try and make it clear. You can kind of see like this long stress line running right across and right and intersects this little explosion. So probably they had a little blowout here, and before you know it, boom, exploderino on both sides, and it's pretty symmetrical on both sides there. So I guess those are worn quite tight there. You can see just a little bit faint remnants of some whiskers across the thighs. It's definitely worn quite tight here. Also splitting a little bit here along right where the stress was. Crotch, pretty beat up, but still good to go. We have definitely signs of repairs here, so you can see some, like, if we're very careful, we can see some, like, you know, some like a gentle darning has been done there. There's some like blue threads kind of go back and forth across some of these blowouts over here. We have, I think we have a little bit of extra material. Yeah, you can kind of see like this little patch got sewn in right on the inside. I mean, this is a classic issue of, you know, a lot of jeans. It's just kind of like an inherent way that 5-pocket jeans go sometimes. It's a very high area for stress, and if you're not sized out perfectly, you're definitely going to exasperate any damage you see there. But I think this looks pretty cool. This still has a lot of life. It's been repaired well, and you could still keep wearing it. The thighs here, right there, between the thighs, the knee is almost white. It's almost white here. So this is any detail has been washed out by water and bleached out by sun. There almost nothing left to see aside from a tiny little knee blowout there. Super traditional. People always blow out one knee or the other. Very rarely will both knees be identical in terms of wear. So that's just a classic sign. Not too much railroad tracking right down the outseam where the selvage is, but there's a little bit there. You can kind of see like the little imprint of where our little selvage is underneath there. Kind of just about make it out. I think that's kind of cool. Base of the hem here on this left leg classic sign that these jeans were cuffed. A single cuff here, little stress line there. Dirt and debris like to kind of hang out in there, and that's how it kind of like abrades it. So just imagine kind of like this this kind of solution of like grit there, like almost like a pumice, like a polishing compound, kind of getting there and polishing your jeans out. So these were definitely cuffed like this for many, many, many moons. And look at that, this is the faded selvage. I've almost never seen that. That is really, really rare. I wonder if I can really give a big cuff to show off like the fade gradient. Just about there. Yeah, you can see like the last inch where it was cuffed was extra faded. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Classic roping on the bottom over there. Tasteful, nice. You can kind of see that looks kind of like a rope effect. Get that from a little bit of a stress on the hem. No knee blowout over here, but again, the same thing. There was a cuff here. Not too much damage here, but again, beautiful roping, beautiful cuff. Slight little bit of hem damage in the back, but nothing too crazy to worry about. Nothing that's too unusual, especially for a pair of jeans of this much mileage. And yeah, these have to be like the most bleached out jeans I've ever seen. And I'm sure no bleach was used. These are just sun and hard work wore these out there. And because of that, the contrast is not too strong on the back. So we're not seeing too much example of honeycombs over here. Just a few faint shadows kind of running across over here. Some pockets of indigo dye, but by and large, this is like extremely, extremely faded. So that's about it for these cool jeans over here. I think they're a great choice to hang up in the window of our store here in Montreal. It's an example of what like a really beat up pair of jeans can really, really look like. And the transformation between this and a new one, amazing. So that's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more videos like this or catch us on the live stream. That's all for now. Bye-bye.